Whenever someone calls your name and you respond directly to that person, have you ever thought how does the brain even understand that someone is calling us and we have to respond to that person? Well, thanks to the nervous system for understanding any change in the environment and letting the brain know that we need to react to it. Hello everyone, welcome to our next video, and today we are going to discuss about the nervous system. The nervous system is responsible for understanding any change in the environment and letting the brain act according to that. Now, how does this happen? Well, nervous system is made out of a group of cells called the nerve cells or the neurons. And this is a diagram of a nerve cell or a neuron. And this nerve cell is responsible for carrying out the signals from the external environment into the brain and back from the brain to our external environment. If you remember the example, whenever someone calls us, we get the information, we sense the information through our ears. On sensing the information, these nerve cells will allow this sound information to go to the brain, and the brain will process the information, and then again through these nerve cells, this brain will bring back the signal, the information, the processed information back to our mouth, where we respond to the person. Like someone calls someone during the class attendance, whenever the teacher calls your name and you go present sir or present ma'am, that response, that motor response, that when you get up, you respond to the person who is calling you, that response is brought back to you by these nerve cells. So let's see how the nerves actually play the role of sending the signal from one part of the body to the other. So here we have different parts of the nerve cell. This is the starting point and this is the ending point. So let's start from the beginning. Here, these root-like structures at the exterior part are called the dendrites. These are the dendrites. And they are responsible for getting the signal, that is receiving the signal from the other cells or from the external environment. So this will receive the signal and it will pass on to the middle section, which is called the cell body. And this cell body is very important because it contains the nucleus, which is, you can say, the brain of the cell. The nucleus governs the cell. So this nucleus will be running the cell, and this main portion is called the cell body. And this nucleus will be responsible for the cell division of this nerve cell. Now moving on, if you go ahead, here is a thin pipe-like structure in the middle, and this pipe-like structure is called the axon. The axon is responsible for carrying the signal throughout the nerve cell. And above those axons or covering those axons are some insulators. And these insulators are called the myelin sheath. And these myelin sheath are responsible for not letting the signals which is passing through the axon to leak out. Now you may be aware of the fact that the signals which pass through the nerve cells are electric signals. So we can compare that with an electric circuit. Like if you have a battery here and you have a wire and you have an appliance, suppose an electric bulb. So what happens here, whenever you switch the current will pass through this wire and then it will end up on the electric bulb. So this is the starting point and this is the ending point, and here we have the wire which is passing on the whole electric current. And if you notice the wires in your house, they have an insulation, which is a plastic coating over the wires. And this plastic coating is kept so that there is no leakage of electricity and you don't get the electric shock. Similarly, here we have the myelin sheath which act as the insulators of this axon. And as a result of these insulators, the electric signal which is passing through the axon will not leak into the outside. I hope it is clear. These dendrites will collect the information, it will pass through the axon. So while passing through the axon, there is a chance of losing or leaking of the electric signal or the information. So myelin sheath will play the role of an insulator. It will prevent the leakage of any sort of information. As it passes through the axon, it reaches the end of the nerve cell called the nerve endings. And these nerve endings will pass the information into the next nerve cell or any other cell where the information needs to go. Now, there is one important aspect. Information passes through the nerve cell in the form of electrical signals. Now, this space where another dendritic cell may start. Suppose we have another cell, and another cell has some dendrites here. So this nerve ending will pass the information to the dendrites, but here it is not passed in the form of electric current. It is passed in the form of chemicals. So we have some chemicals which will be secreted by the nerve endings to the next dendritic cell, and these chemicals are called the synaptic chemicals. And why it is given the name synaptic chemicals? This is because the region between a nerve ending and a dendrite of another cell. So this is the ending portion of a cell, and this is the starting portion of another cell. And this portion in between the ending and starting portion of two cells is called the synapse. This is called the synapse, the region between the two cells. And the chemicals that are secreted by this nerve ending into this synaptic space, this synapse, is called the synaptic chemical. So these synaptic chemicals will be sent out through the nerve ending into the next cell. The dendrites will receive the signals in the form of chemicals. So dendrites always receive the signals in the form of chemicals, and after receiving it in the form of chemicals, it converts it into electrical signal. When it converts to electrical signal, this electric signal will pass through the axon into the nerve ending. Again, when it reaches the nerve ending, it will again convert into chemicals and secrete it to the next cell. So there is a change from chemical to electrical energy inside a nervous cell or nerve cell, or which we also call as a neuron. Nerve cells are also called neuron. Now many of the time, I should mention this here, some students confuse between neuron and nephron. Nephron is something that you saw in chapter 6, life processes. In life processes, you have studied about nephrons. Now nephrons are the filtration unit or filtrating cells of a kidney excretion system. A neuron is a nerve cell. So let me erase these parts. So this figure is of a neuron, that is a nerve cell. So I hope you understand how the nerve cells actually function. They receive the signal through the dendrites, pass it on through the cell body into the axon in the form of electrical signal. This myelin sheath here will act as insulators so that the information does not leak out of the axon, and then it will pass into the nerve ending. In the nerve ending, it will release some chemicals into the gap between one nerve ending and another nerve starting point. And this gap is called the synapse, and as a result, the chemicals that are secreted here are called the synaptic chemicals. These synaptic chemicals will be again received by another nerve cell's dendrites, and again the same process will continue. So this is all about the neurons and how the neurons help in transmission of signal. So whenever you are called by someone, suppose your teacher calls you in the class for your attendance, at that time the ears, which are the sense organs, all the sense organs in the body, to mention in the middle, all the sense organs in the body contains nerve endings. So nerve endings means these dendrites will be present in all our sense organs, starting from skin, eyes, ears, nose and tongue. So we taste, smell, touch, hearing ability and visual ability. Everything has nerve endings in our sensory organs. So whenever there is any signal, like the teacher calls you and you listen, so the ears will carry these nerve cells and the dendrites will collect the information, the sound information, and pass it on through the nerve cells. Then it will pass into the brain will process the information and it will bring it back to you, and it will enable you to react to that change. That is, someone is calling you and you need to respond, and it takes place, this whole process takes place in a fraction of a second. That's why the moment the teacher calls you, you stand up and you respond. But look at such a big process that is taking place. The information goes in, the nervous cells take it to the brain processes the information, sends it back to your body so that you can react. So this whole process takes place in a very short amount of time, and thanks to the electrical signals which help us to do this process in such a quick time. If it had not been an electrical signal, things might have been a little bit delayed. But thanks to the electrical signals, that you can do it in a very fast amount of time. Now, there are different types of nervous systems which we will discuss in the next lecture. There is a peripheral nervous system and there is a central nervous system. So we will discuss about that later. As of now, I hope you understand how does a nerve cell function, and for our next video, stay tuned in. We'll be moving ahead the chapter and we'll complete the chapter in a stepwise manner. So if you like this video, then do share the video with your friends, and you can tap the like button if you like the video. And if you have any confusion regarding this video, then you can ask the questions in the comment section. I'll be there to help you out. And if you have not subscribed to the channel and you like the videos that I make, then you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel for many more further videos. So thank you everyone, and until next time, cheers.